So today I just want to make a really simple walk cycle animation of someone that's walking towards you. So you don't need to have a 3D program to create that illusion. Like, you can create so many different 2D animations that kind of look like they could be 3D. So let's just start by creating a new composition, and we'll call this walk cycle. Those dimensions are fine. Make it 3 seconds. Awesome. So now I just want to create a new shape layer, and I'm going to make this a round ellipse. Give it a fill of red. We can make our character Santa Claus. And then I just want to draw the ellipse, which will be my body of Santa. So now that we've got the basic body, I want to draw a belt which will be on Santa. So I want to create another shape layer. This can be a rectangle, and we'll make it black. And this I want to make a fair amount bigger than the width of the body, just because I'm going to be masking it within the body. So we need to give us that breathing room so it doesn't crop off. So if I did make it the same size as my body, when I move it to the right and left, it's actually going to crop off here and give us that red space, which we don't want. So that's the first part of my belt. Now I just want to add another rectangle on the top, which will be his buckle. Now let's group these together, because this is the one belt, so we want everything to move together. And we'll call this belt. Now, we want to duplicate this shape layer, Command C, Command V, or Command D, and move it above the belt. Now we want to add the track matte and change it to alpha matte. And this is basically just masking it exactly into the body without deleting the body background. So now we want to change the position of the belt to move left and right as Santa is stepping towards us with the right and left legs. So we'll put the position in here. We'll move it slightly to the right, and then slightly to the left. And you can just drag a rectangle over these two keyframes and just move along and copy these like so. So now when we play this, you can see that it's going back and forth, but this keyframe here is starting at the left-hand side, whereas this keyframe here is starting at the right-hand side. So when we create loops, we don't want it to end on an opposite or end on any sort of keyframe that is different, because we want it to look fluent when it's looping forever when we create our GIF. So copy this first keyframe again and just paste it here. And that means that the animation is ending the exact same way as it's starting. So you've got that illusion that it's just looping, whereas we're just matching up the keyframes. So he's walking quite fast at the moment. If we want to then add in little legs, you can just add in a shape layer. Here's his leg, and let's make it 46 as a stroke size. That'll be fine. And now with our shape layer, we just want to give it a rounded cap, because I just do this by habit, because I don't like this really cut off kind of stroke look. So I always make my line cap a round cap. Now we want to move this up a bit, and you can see here that the anchor point is all the way up here. So if you just click Y on your keyboard and move it down to the very top, this is realistically where someone's leg would start. So this is part of character rigging that is super important to know, because you need to match the joints exactly where they would move. So if I was to rotate this, you can see that it is moving like a normal body would. But in this instance, we're looking at him from front view, so we only want to move this up and down. So I'm going to adjust my scale here. I'm just going to make my scale a 0 or whatever it's on 100. And then it's going to become a little bit shorter as he moves and takes the next step with his left leg, which is on our right-hand side. So don't want to make it all scale smaller. I just want to change the height. So we'll just unlink that and make it, say, 80. And that's cool. And then again, we just want to copy and paste these keyframes. And then just one here, just so that completely loops. Then we just want to copy and paste this shape layer and simply move it across. So because these are actually opposites, we want to make these opposites. So essentially, we want to go like this. So we want to drag those keyframes so when the other one is at 80 as a scale, the other one's at 100. So you can see here, this is 80 and this is 100. So that's him taking his little steps. And of course, we're going to have to drag out this, adjust the keyframe, and then copy the opposite one at the end. So now you can see his tip tapping towards us. So yeah, we can make this animation super cool. You can add shadows to it. You can make the belt even cooler, like make it a Gucci belt, add a face. This is just a super helpful effect for when you're creating that 3D illusion. So if you're creating his face, you can mask the eyes, mouth, and nose within his actual face to make it look like it's going left and right. And you can add little boots onto him. So yeah, that's the masking effect that we've got for our animated GIF of Santa.